Social media is a search engine, just like Google, and if you aren't using it like one, then your ideal customers are never going to find you. Today we're going to talk about how social media is a search engine and how you can leverage this in your own social media. Welcome to Social by Jody. I help solopreneurs, freelancers, and small business owners like you grow on social media and attract the right clients. A lot of people don't realize that social media functions just like Google, just like how we search anything into Google to find restaurants we want to eat at, stores we want to shop at, or look up information. Once you learn and understand this about social media, it becomes an even more powerful tool for your business. A crazy fact that I recently learned is that 78% of internet users are using social media as their primary search engine. That's crazy. And you're using social media like Google way more than you probably think you are. Some examples of this is using social media to find a certain service that you've been looking for. For me personally, I use social media to find people like tattoo artists or restaurants I can go eat at in my area or a place I'm visiting. Or if I'm planning a trip or something, I'll use social media and look up fun things to do, see what other people have posted, experiences that they've shared. So how can you tap into this power to leverage it for your own social media? The best place to start is make sure that your business is on social media. A lot of people are hesitant about getting their business on social media, but just like having a Google My Business listing, it allows you to be searchable when people are trying to find you. So I hope this is the nudge to get you to finally create a social media account for your business. Because social media is a search engine, it's relying on keywords to bring the right people to you when they're searching for those words. So how do we even find the right words to use? Where do we put them? What do we do here? Let's talk about it. Let's start with your name and your bio on social media because this is the best opportunity to leverage those keywords and be highly discoverable. In the name of your profile, you want to clearly state what you do, where you provide services, and you can even add in a little personality touch too. This would just be niching down a little bit more and honing in on the type of services and who you provide them to. So if you're a hairstylist, maybe you specifically focus on blondes, or you're a tattoo artist and you focus on traditional, for example. The more specific you can be about the kind of services that you provide and who your ideal client is in this field, the better. Remember, people are looking for something specific. Let's go back to the example of tattooing for a second. There are so many types of styles that artists focus on and that also people are looking for. If I'm going to search for a tattoo artist, I'm going to be using specific keywords to find the style that I want, not just tattoo artist near me. A great tip is think, what would people be searching for in Google if they were trying to find you? What would you type in to find yourself on Google? In your bio itself, you want to talk about who you help and how. This is where you can get super specific. Here's mine, for example. It says, helping freelancers and small business owners grow online and book more clients with social media strategy. I clearly defined who I help, freelancers and small business owners, what I help them with, growing online and booking more clients, and how with social media strategy. So start with your username, your display name, and your bio itself when it comes to keywords. Next, let's talk about hashtags and how you can leverage those so you can be more discoverable. I think a lot of us have forgotten what hashtags are really meant for, and hashtags were built to categorize content, grouping similar things together so they're easy to find. I still see so many people posting like a giant block of hashtags on their posts, and it's not gonna get you seen by anyone, and here's why. Just like Google, when you throw a ton of keywords, we call this keyword stuffing, by the way, when you are stuffing keywords into your posts and things that you think are related to it but actually aren't, the algorithm is going to be like, girl, hold on a second, this doesn't make any sense, this is not lining up with what the content is. And then you're gonna get shadow banned, which is when the algorithm is essentially like, sorry, I'm not showing your content to any more people because you haven't proven yourself to me. At least that's what I think it says, but whatever. So hashtags are not these big random string of things that you put at the end of your post hoping that it's gonna get as many people as possible, because remember, you don't want every single person in the world to see your post. That is not the goal of using social media for your business. The goal of using social media for your business is to attract the right people to your posts that actually want to buy your services. So here's what to remember about hashtags. You ideally only want to use 5 to 10. When it comes to the hashtags themselves, you want them to also reflect things that people would be searching for. Let's say you're a tattoo artist in Rhode Island. Sorry, I've got tattoos on the mind today, apparently. The hashtag you don't want to use is hashtag tattoo artist, because what just happened, your post was just sent into an abyss. Nobody's gonna find it because it's gonna be buried by tons of posts. People are rapid fire posting to broad hashtags like that, so no one is going to find you. Instead, you'd want to do hashtag tattoo artist RI, Rhode Island tattoos. Rhode Island tattoo artist. Again, think of what you would type in on Google to find a tattoo artist in Rhode Island. Especially for businesses providing services in a specific area, it's incredibly crucial that you put your location in those hashtags. Whether that's your city or the state that you're in, the region even, like I like using New England for things up here. It's just gonna get you one step closer to being in front of the right people and weed out people that you don't really need to be attracting. Another tip for hashtags that I want you to know is don't use hashtags that have millions of posts under them. Again, it can be kind of enticing, like, ooh, there's 4 million posts under this, so many people are gonna see it. But if you're using these hashtags with tons of posts under them, again, people are not going to find you. So be specific with your hashtags and only use 5 to 10 so you can avoid getting shadow banned. The last tip I have for you is to always make sure that your content is providing some kind of value. Remember, value doesn't have to just be announcing what your services are. Value can be entertainment, education, inspiration. There are so many things to what value is. And the algorithm knows what value looks like based on saves and shares and interactions overall with your content and your profile. So if you're posting on social media but people aren't taking action on your posts in any of these ways, what happens is the algorithm recognizes that your content is not valuable and it just kind of stops pushing it out to people, meaning that you're not getting new eyes on your content. I think one of the best pieces of advice I can give is to always try to self-edit. Read over your caption a few times, look at the content itself that you're sharing. What value does it provide to somebody? Ask yourself, what is the point of this post? What is it doing? Once you start approaching your content with that mindset, it gets a lot easier to create valuable content for people. If you have no idea where to start with any of this, check out my social media pulse check. This is a deep dive audit into your social media profiles. I'll help you optimize your profiles so you can be found by the right people. I provide you with hashtags that you can plug and play on all of your posts, on-screen reel hooks and content ideas tailored for your business, and an overall strategy revamp so you can go into things feeling refreshed and with some new direction. I'll put a link in the description below for that. So make sure your profile is searchable with the right keywords defining who you are and what your business does. Use hashtags that are specific and related to your niche and not broad, and remember to only use 5 to 10. And lastly, and most importantly, always make sure that your content is providing some sort of value to your viewers. Implementing these is instantly going to take your profile up a notch and help you to be found by the right people. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit subscribe, follow me on the other socials, and if you want free weekly tips for social media in your inbox, be sure to sign up for my weekly newsletter below. I'll see you in the next one.